Tennessee Titans running back Tony Pollard had a dominant performance against the New England Patriots. I'm going to show you what I saw on tape in today's film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans. Titans fans, welcome into another film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans, your home for Tennessee Titans X's and O's. I am your host, Tyler Rowland, 25 years as a Tennessee Titans fanatic. I've covered the team for Sports Illustrated, USA Today, and hosted the #1 Tennessee Titans podcast, Locked On Titans, for 6 seasons. In today's film breakdown, we're going to take a look at the fantastic performance of Titans running back Tony Pollard, who dominated the New England Patriots. He had over 150 total yards, had over 120 yards on the ground. It was a great game for Tony Pollard. I'm going to show you all the different runs that the Tennessee Titans used to get him going and what makes Tony Pollard individually so special within this offense. Before we dive into today's film breakdown, do want to remind you to get subscribed, stay subscribed for year-round free Tennessee Titans content. Also, make sure you throw a thumbs up on the video, throw a tighten up down in the chat. And with that being said, as we always do, let's step into the film room. First play from Tony Pollard that I want to look at is something that we also looked at in the Tic Tac 4-pack for this week. Check that out if you haven't watched that video. But a nice toss sweep by Tony Pollard gets the Titans down inside of the red zone and sets up their first touchdown of the day. If we go back and look at the design of the play, so what they're going to do is they're going to bring Chigakonkwo in motion here from the inside slot, and they are going to have him block down on the defensive end. Now, what this does is this allows not only J.C. Latham to get out, but it allows Peter Skoronski to get out as well. So really love that. You're going to see Lloyd Cushenberry get through this gap here and get up to the second level, which turns into a very important block. And of course, you have Jaquan Jackson right here and Nick Westbrook-Akine, and N.W. lays a fantastic block right here. And Jaquan Jackson does his job. That's what I'll say there. But again, fantastic design. You see Chigakonkwo comes in here, and when Chigakonkwo makes this down block, that's what allows Peter Skoronski to also get out as well. Now, Pete ultimately didn't really need to be out there and block anybody because it was so well blocked elsewhere. But again, really good design. You're basically getting an extra offensive lineman out. You're going to see Cushenberry cut off a linebacker, Latham be able to get to a linebacker, and then the wide receivers right here do their job. If you look back here, again, you can see it happening. Cushenberry gets to the linebacker. Boom. Latham gets here. This player's out of position, and then you have one-on-one right here. So great design by Brian Callahan and Bill Callahan in the run game. That's why the Titans have had one of the better run games in the NFL this season. Take a look at the end zone view of this play. And what it displays is Tony Pollard's cutting. Tony Pollard's ability to cut on a dime is fantastic. Boom. Right there. Cut up field. Bang. And do you see that little stutter step too right there? Stutter. Bang. Back inside. Now I go across the momentum of the defense. Run through some contact for another 5 yards. Excellent run. Our second run from Tony Pollard is just it's a counter play, but it doesn't look like a traditional counter because it's out of shotgun. But we see Chigakonkwo come across, Peter Skoronski pull, and it opens up a huge lane for Tony Pollard. So we're going to get into the end zone view of this one to really break down what the run looks like. I love the idea here. What the Titans do is they bring Chigakonkwo in motion, and they have him stop right here in the backfield instead of coming to a traditional wing-back alignment over here where an H-back would typically be. Now, the reason that I like this is because this allows Chigakonkwo to get over on his pull quicker. If he was over here, it would take him longer to get there, and the Titans were having trouble early in the year with some of their run plays taking too long to develop. So having Chigakonkwo stop right here in the backfield rather than come all the way over here just allows the play to hit quicker, and that's important for the Titans. So what's going to happen is you're going to have a double team here, and then Daniel Brunskill is going to get up to the second level. John Ojukwu is going to drive his man here. NWI is going to get a little block and then move up, but really what you're going to have is you're going to have Peter Skoronski come through to kick out, and then you're going to have Chigakonkwo come through as a lead blocker. And again, you watch the footwork of Tony Pollard. It's not a traditional counter like you would think of out of under center, but he's going to take this inside step right here and then take it back this way. So again, right here off the start, Latham slides down, makes that block. Cushenberry right here. Brunskill gets a little hit and then goes up to the linebacker. Ojukwu with a down block. And then NWI is going to make contact right here, but then he's going to let that go so that Peter Skoronski can kick out this man, and then Chikakonkwo comes through right here. This is a well-designed GH counter for the Titans. Really like the design. And watch Peter Skoronski. So after NWI makes the transition, Skoronski drives the defensive end out of the hole to open up space for Tony Pollard. Chikakonkwo takes the linebacker right in the hole. Good block by Chig, not known as a blocker, but good job. And look at Pete is still driving this man. And now NWI is up to the second level, and here is the crease for Tony Pollard. Boom. And look at the cuts, too. Like, let's go back a little bit. Look how Tony Pollard sets this up. He's going straight, and now I'm cutting out. And now I see the hole, and now I shuffle back in. I mean, great cuts by Tony Pollard here to set up his blocks and then read the blocks and get through the hole. So we've seen a toss sweep from the Titans. We've seen a shotgun counter play. And now we just have a classic zone run with a little split flow action from the front side. And again, Tony Pollard's cuts just stand out. The way he's able to cut through the defense is fantastic. So you're going to have Calvin Ridley come in motion here, which I like the little pre-snap motion. But what you're going to have is just classic zone run. So Latham comes out here. Skoronski is going to come and get to the second level. Great block by Lloyd Cushenberry, and RIP Lloyd Cushenberry. Gonna miss him the rest of this season, but Cushenberry with a great cross-face block here. Daniel Brunskill gonna get up to the second level, and Leroy Watson does a good job of crossing the face of the defender and getting there, and then Josh Wiley gets up to the second level as well. Now, what you're gonna see from Jaquan Jackson, this is called split flow, all right? There was a conversation about outlawing this in the NFL in the offseason. I think it's nonsense. But you're going to come from the front side of the formation, the run side, and you're going to have Jaquan Jackson come across and be responsible for this defensive end. And I think this stuff is key for the Titans because a lot of times teams want to bring a lot of backside pressure against the Titans, and it ruins the cutback for the running back. So I love the cross flow, the split flow action here from Jaquan Jackson, who, you know, not the biggest guy, not known to be a blocker, but hey, look, he does his job. He throws that shoulder in and gets it done. But again, a great block by Lloyd Cushenberry to displace this defensive lineman right here. Really like seeing that. Brunskill, an athletic offensive lineman, getting up. Josh Wiley getting up here. Peter Skoronski is going to come off the front side double team and then get up to the second level. And Tony Pollard's cuts. Again, watch him cut once he sees the hole. Boom. Jump cut. Look at that. And then jump cut again. Like, jump cut. Cut right. Just so good with his cuts, keeping his balance, and keeping full speed throughout. So on this one, we're going to get another sweep from Tony Pollard out to the outside. And for me, that just showcases the vision and the patience from Tony Pollard, and then his acceleration and ability to run through contact. So if we look at the design of this play, it's just classic sweep play out of shotgun. Tony Pollard coming this direction. You're going to have one-on-one blocks out here. One, and one. Hat on a hat. Peter Skoronski is supposed to pull on this play, but I'll show you on the end zone view what happens and why he can't get out into his pull. But Tony Pollard does a great job, again, just running with patience here. Watch how he waits. Okay, I'm not at full speed. Where do I need to go? Where's the hole going to be? He sees that there's traffic inside here, so I'm not going to be able to cut this back. And we got hat. So I got room out here, and then he kicks it into full gear. Boom. Right there. Did you see the turn where he hit the turbo button? Bam. Now I'm upfield. Run through contact, get inside the 10-yard line. Let's go back a little bit because I want to give credit here. Some great blocks that I'm seeing downfield. Now, Chikakonkwo has a poor block here. He's on the man, and he lets him right off. And that's the guy who makes first contact with Tony Pollard. So I would imagine Chikakonkwo is not too happy with his performance here. But look at Jaquan Jackson. the little rookie slot receiver. We know NWI is going to do the job. Like, I don't mean to not give him his due credit, but we just know that NWI is going to do the job in these scenarios. He's Mr. Reliable at the end of the day. NW inevitable. But Jaquan Jackson, the small slot rookie from the 6th round, earning more opportunities, in my opinion, from this game. Watch how he blocks number 24. Of course, NWI doing his job. He's going to physically outman this corner. But look at baby Jaquan Jackson. What's up, Jet? And obviously, Chigakonkwo loses on his block. But fantastic stuff by Jaquan Jackson out there. Look, he's still driving him. He's still driving him. He's still driving him. And finally, the Patriots defender gets free. But what a great job by the rookie, man. That's excellent effort. That's going to make his coaches really happy. Now, Peter Skoronski should have been out there to help. But look, Corey Levin trips him. Not on purpose, of course, but that's what happens. And you can see Pete go down right away. Not his fault. What can you do? Tony Pollard, again, run through contact. Run through contact. Great stuff. So we're into overtime for our last Tony Pollard run. Get a little bit of motion to the left-hand side. And Tony Pollard just showcases excellent cutting once again. But I really love the design of this run. So a couple of things I want to point out. The Titans are in 13 personnel here. That means that they have 1 running back, and then they have 3 tight ends. So Nick Vanette, Chigakonkwo, and John Ojukwu in as a 3rd tight end, as a jumbo tight end here. But I also want to point out to you that the Titans are in an unbalanced line. So look, they have right tackle Leroy Watson over here, and they have Nick Vanette in the typical right tackle position. So unbalanced line, and you have an extra offensive lineman in John Ojukwu, who's going to come across in motion to take out this defensive end right here. Now, the Patriots shift their alignment, and honestly, I think it helps the Titans a little bit that this guy widens out. So what we're going to see is Ojukwu comes across and kicks this man out. Leroy Watson has a critical block right here where he crosses the face of this defender and makes a play. You're going to see J.C. Latham take on the blitzing linebacker here and drive him all the way this way. Got rid of the block quick enough to not get called for holding as well. That's absolutely critical. Peter Skoronski also gets up to the 2nd level. You're going to see Corey Levin take on a guy, and Daniel Brunskill does the same thing. So just a lot of excellent blocking up front from the Titans offensive line. So there we go. Ojukwu comes here. Leroy Watson is able to make this block happen even though the defender has inside leverage. Blitzing linebacker and J.C. Latham just rides him where he wants to go. Just uses momentum against him. Peter Skoronski gets up to the 2nd level. Corey Levin with a good block. Daniel Brunskill with a good block. But watch Tony Pollard read the blocks here. Bounce, and immediately cut back. Look at that. You're going to bounce left, and then cut. And what does that do? So if you look, that moves 21. So here is where the hole is going to end up being. And 21's right here. So when Tony Pollard does that little bounce to the left, 21 goes with him. And that opens up the hole back to this side. Bounce. 21 here. 15 stays here. And now Tony Pollard cut back inside. This is phenomenal. Boom. And now I'm through the hole. Run through contact all the way down. Great stuff from Tony Pollard. Titans fans, I hope you guys enjoyed that film breakdown on Tony Pollard's performance against the New England Patriots. Again, great game all around, not only in the run game, but in the passing game. He made a few plays as well. He's really turned into one of the big bright spots for this team in a tough season. But with that being said, remember, get subscribed, stay subscribed for year-round free Tennessee Titans content. Check out the Locked On Titans podcast, where I'm going Monday through Friday with all the latest and greatest Tennessee Titans stories and news. Make sure that you throw a thumbs up on the video, throw a Titan up down in the chat. If you're interested, do have Tic Tac Titans merchandise. The link for that is down below. Hoodies, shirts, hats, anything you could think of. But with that being said, I am your host, Tyler Rowland. And as I always tell you, tighten up.